And now, the general weather around Alaska.
We'll start off with satellite imagery today, and we've got clouds and some moisture moving into the southeast coast today with that band of clouds right through there. Some more moisture back out to the west, a few breaks in between, but not too much. And we've got clouds and areas of rain extending from the northern Susitna Valley this afternoon, the Copper River Basin, right on up to the Arctic coast. And then drier conditions with some breaks out here to the west. A lot of clearing taking place. You can't really see it on this type of imagery here, but clearing out over Cook Inlet. It's clear skies, Kodiak Island, lee side of the Alaska Peninsula into Bristol Bay has a few breaks there. And then more cloudiness out here to the west. Weak system here with some moisture there for the central Aleutians and some more moisture up over the northern Bering Sea. And you can see kind of a couple of surges here. One surge bringing some light shower activity to the Yukon Delta coast down toward Nunivak Island. Another one back out through here, and those will be drifting eastward here over the next day or so. And then this system down here to the south tonight really doesn't move a whole lot there. Bring some wet weather into Adak and Atka back to the west, and then a trough right through here, trying to push some light rain and drizzle into the Pribilof Islands. Same sort of pattern going up here for the Bering Strait into the southern Chukchi Sea. Not too bad over the western interior. Some dry conditions, light winds, breaks in the clouds, some gusty northwest winds here, Kodiak Island, southern Cook Inlet, Kamishak Bay area, Barren Islands, of course. And then still looking at some pretty good shower activity here for the Tanana Valley, right on up to the eastern Arctic coast. Showers scattering out for the Susitna Valley and the Copper River Basin. Some clearing going on for the North Gulf Coast tonight. This system spreads rain in over the southern three quarters of the southeast coast. And then tomorrow looks like about the southern half of the Panhandle will see the best chance of rain with drier conditions, clearing skies a little bit. Could be a few sunbreaks, allowing temperatures to push up towards 70 degrees, say around Haines or so tomorrow afternoon. So looking at shower activity here over the eastern and northern and eastern interior with some mixed rain and snow out to the Arctic coast. On the east side there, back to the west, dry and mostly sunny. South central Alaska with gusty winds continuing, Cook Inlet down to Kodiak Island out of the northwest. Lighter winds under a weak ridge there over Bristol Bay with a few sunbreaks there, as well as the Alaska Peninsula. And then this westerly flow here coming into the coast, bringing some surges of moisture with it, light precipitation into the lower Yukon River Valley and along the Yukon Delta coast. And this system slowly pushing some rain in toward Nikolsky. It's light and mostly IFR with this system. Light precipitation, wind's not much of a factor at all with that. And then for the day Saturday, that system kind of sags back down to the south there with just a chance of rain now for the Adak-Atka areas. High pressure dominates the southern two-thirds of the Bering Sea, keeping this system up to the north and directing it in from St. Lawrence Island to the Seward Peninsula there. Maybe some moisture gets into the Yukon Delta coast, but not too much. Otherwise, looking pretty good there from the Arctic coast southward, right into Kodiak Island with sunshine through the first day of the weekend. And even south central Alaska, maybe pick up a few clouds there around the not the Susitna Valley, Madanuska Valley here, and then maybe an isolated shower in the afternoon. Better chance of showers up over the eastern interior there. And then it looks pretty damp here across the southeast coast with a chance of rain across most areas, especially central and southern southeast coast. So looking at Sunday, second day of the weekend, drying out again here in the northern Panhandle, a little more in the way of showers persisting over the southern southeast coast with cloudy skies. A couple of nice days coming up here for south central Alaska as these showers diminish, improving conditions there for the eastern interior, and a couple of bands, weak bands up here to the north bringing some shower activity into those locations, and another weak system here. Really no big storms at all on the chart through the weekend. This is about it here. 1,012 millibar low there, and that'll keep it wet and unsettled for the central and eastern Aleutians with higher pressure behind that for light winds over the Bering Sea, and now light winds even for Kodiak Island, losing those northwesterly breezes, and very nice day coming up really through the weekend. And for the lows tonight in the 30s from Ambler up into the Brooks Range on out to the Arctic coast. Otherwise, mostly in the 40s to near 50 elsewhere around the state. A little bit milder here for the southeast coast. And then highs tomorrow, 65 to 70 in the northern panhandle, mid to upper 60s to the south, 60s south central Alaska to Kodiak Island, and in Bristol Bay in the 60s, 50s in the interior to near 60 for the Yukon Flats and over toward Eagle, 30s and 40s for the Brooks Range and the Arctic coast. And then the lows, 30s and 40s here through much of the northern half of the state, mostly in the 40s to near 50 to the south, and still well into the 50s for the lows for the panhandle, followed by highs 65 to 70 across the southeast coast for the day Saturday, with highs in the 60s here over much of interior Alaska, upper 50s to the Copper River Basin, but mid-60s there for Bristol Bay, 50s for the Bering Sea and the Aleutians, and now we've got upper 50s here all the way up to the western Arctic coast.